I don't know how much you know about LASK. I mean, I've started doing my research in the last few weeks, obviously. I think it's a dangerous tie. I mean, I know that they haven't got the sexy signings and recruitment that the RB Salzburg have had through the years, but they won the Austrian double. They've started the season really well. I mean, they've scored 9 goals in their first 3 games in the league, and I think they've put 7 past some low league team in the League Cup as well. So they've scored a barrel of goals. I think this is a tricky tie. I mean, so don't have any household names in the squad, and you say on paper you think, well, Celtic should have enough to deal with this, but I think they're going to be difficult. I don't know. What do you reckon?
100%, and I think unfairly last year as well, that title win as well with Graz and Salzburg, it was kind of, to be fair, they seem to be a team that get better in the second half of the season, and what's really benefited them as well, that it's been such a strong start. This feels, sometimes you get a opportune winner of the kind of, say, top 8 to 12 leagues in Europe, and they kind of fade away quite quickly, but they're well coached. Manager's been about forever. Every team, this is what he likes, this kind of high press, man on man. So they seem capable. They're riding the crest of the wave, and the kind of goals there's parts of each game as well. Watch the highlights there, just all the different games, and there's definitely lulls in the performances, starting off a bit slow, but then when they find their feet, they're on it. Don't think they're going to come gung ho at Celtic, but I think that the aggression in their display will be try to disrupt Cal McGregor. I think they'll watch teams try to go man on man with Cal. I think that's what it is. How I would say the best example of that kind of style was Bodo against Ange, where Knutsen just absolutely bottled up Celtic. Every time it shifted, and again when you watch them, it shows you for Celtic that the moan from fans, and I think rightfully so, is that Celtic, where they've regressed in recent years, is a lack of athleticism in the players, and times like just sometimes getting ragdolled in Europe, just stronger players, and I think LASK will test that out. I think they'll get big strong guys, and if Celtic aren't able to move it quickly or put them on, I don't think this is a team that will just go in the retreat. I think you need to force them into the retreat, where if Celtic's passing sharp and can break the lines, and Carter Vickers and Trusty are squeezing the game, then I think by nature any team will start to go into a shell, and I think Celtic will need to, LASK are a good enough team, you'll need to force them to do that, but I don't think it'll be some easy. When you look back at like young boys, that the team that Celtic played in the Champions League, this is probably the level of that, maybe slightly above actually, just with the fact that they seem to be trending upwards. So it's not like you're going to be playing some soft touch team. They're Austrian champions, and they look capable of being Austrian champions again. So I think Celtic need to force LASK into retreat rather than they'll come here full of confidence.
Yeah, if it was Sturm Graz or RB, it would be viewing it completely differently, I think. Yeah. Because it's not quite the same name. This is they won their first title in, I think, 50 odd years or something like that last season. So yeah, they're definitely no mugs. I just think, what do you think is a good result taking the second legs? I just hark back to last year, the Kairat game, and 0-0 at half after the first leg was a bit of a nightmare, really, having to go to Kazakhstan. I think we all still thought Celtic would go there and nick it, but their home record is obviously pretty good. The travelling problems and time difference would make it a real tricky tie away from home. But what do you think would be a good result in the first leg here? They Celtic need to take a win to Austria.
I would say so. I would say so.
What I'm trying to say is I don't think it's as important as it was taking a win to Kazakhstan last year.
No, and
I think the tie was so skewed in their favour.
Yeah,
that I think that made it a real difficult one. I think this one, if it's in the balance going to Austria, would be much more, I'm not saying relaxed about it, but you think you fancy a chance of getting a result there more than going to Kazakhstan. That's what I mean.
No, that's more than fair. I think the away goal rule has changed the perception of these games as well, where that feeling that Malmo would be an example with Celtic, where they were a dominant 3-1, heading for a 3-1 win, and then Joe Inge Berget, was that his name? Joe Inge Berget, was that his name for the years past? Used to play. I think that was Berget that used to play with Celtic. He scored 3-2 against Malmo, and that changed everything with the away goal. That's a different dynamic now, but I do think a win's important.
Celtic Basel, remember Martin Neal's first spell?
Oh, Basel,
exactly. First game 3-1, and you think they'll get 1 foot in the Champions League, but that away goal come back to haunt them. I mean, Basel scored twice early on out there, and Celtic chased the game the rest of the match. So that was the one that kept Neil up at night for a long time. Well, they did go on to get to the UEFA Cup final. So
they did. No, the Basel one, you're right. That was another one for Tales for the Crypt there, isn't it, Mick? That was all, but that was you're right. But I think the takeaway, as I say, the way goals, it's not in existence anymore. I just think a win's a good result, and I think they'll be made to work for it as well. And again, you would imagine Celtic will be a better team with an extra week with the new guys and so forth, and more understanding. I think they'll be capable straight away with Martin O'Neill returning last year. He just brings a legitimacy to Europe with Celtic. Always has. Like he's probably the great modern Celtic manager, but his European record's fearsome. And to get the result, finalled away, the draw in Bologna as well, winning Stuttgart, these things don't happen by accident. I just think Martin O'Neill's team's got such a backbone. I'm not saying Celtic, that's probably the one thing at times Celtic folded at times. And he was not without a few shockers away in Europe first time around as well with Celtic. And I think that's just the nature of the club at times, how it's gone for them in Europe. But I just fancy Celtic to be robust over the two legs. And a win, I think it'd be a good result. That again, it's a Casper Who element. I think it could be a 2-1 game Celtic or a 1-0. You've got this kind of top marksman on the pitch that can, the fine margins that makes a 1-goal win become a 2-goal win. And if that happens, then I think Celtic in business. But it will be a nervy two legs. What's your gut feeling on it, Mick? How do you see it going on Wednesday?
These playoff games, I mean, maybe it's just because I've experienced now a good few of them. I mean, absolutely fraught. And I can see, I mean, twists and turns. Excuse me, I go back to the ones, I remember the ones under Winnie Rodgers, the Hapwell Beersheva game. When they're
10 years ago today.
First leg, 5-2 up, then come back, it's 2-0 down at one point, and mayhem. Even the Astana, they won 5-0 in the first game, and then eventually, I think at half time, it looked a bit ropey out in Kazakhstan. Ended up in the 8-4 or something ridiculous, but it was a stressful night. The ones that are falling on the wrong side, they need to get through this tie. I mean, it was 7 times out of the last 9 attempts at qualifying, they've fallen. So I think they do need to find a way to get through the tie. But I think they're in better shape. I think they could be in better shape. I think they could have done some business a bit more early to make it a bit less of a gamble. But I think they should have enough to get through it. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be a roller coaster. To be honest, mate, I don't see it with them. I think it could be very stressful. I expect nothing less with these games. I covered the game. I covered the Linz game against Celtic. Again, one of these pre-season ones. It was Ronnie Dyler. I think it must have been his second. No, his first pre-season. That's what it was under Ronnie Dyler. They played against Linz, LASK Linz. Back in, I think Dick's still Linz back the name now. You like your trivia. Can you name the team? So it's 2014. Yep. Summer 2014. It was a bit of a kind of fringe team. There was no Fraser Foster or Virgil van Dijk who were on the books but didn't play that night. Can you try and name the team from that night? So it's July 2014. A kind of fringy team. I'll give you, if you can name me 5 of them, you'll get pass marks.
Right, 5 of the team that played that night, 2014. Cal McGregor.
No. Debut. Oh, yes. Sorry, yes. That's one.
Right.
You won.
James Forrest.
James Forrest. No.
Chris Commons.
James Forrest got injured the previous weekend along with Scott Brown, and they're both out for months. Chris Commons. No.
Tom Rogic.
No.
This is Dedrick Boyata.
No.
Wait, hold on, give me a minute. Jason Denier.
Nope.
Miko Wisnik.
No.
So it's a proper fringe team.
No, but I'll give you. There's probably 1, 2,
Ambrose.
3. No. 4. There's probably 4 names you should be. Somebody you probably think a lot of times these guys leave after the window after the start. Give me
a Lee Griffiths.
Lee Griffiths, yes.
Right.
Lee Griffiths.
Anthony Stokes still there?
No.
2014 summer.
Someone got a hat trick who was should have been better at Celtic and on to a great career.
Teemu
Pukki hat trick. Yeah, there we go.
Give me one other clue about the ones we've missed.
No, right. I'll tell you. I'll go through it because this is we'll drive folk nuts.
Wish me you don't get any right.
In goal, Zaluska. And then was replaced by Fusan. Remember Fusan?
Oh, of course I do, actually, yeah.
Adam Matthews, Ewan O'Connell, who would go on and be a Champions League playoff stalwart that year. Stuart Finlay, Waters, I'm not sure. Near Beaton, Henderson was there. Griffiths, Atajic.
Oh, I remember.
Atajic, is that his name?
Yeah. I feel better now you're saying the names.
And then McGregor and Pookie. Tony Watt was on the bench. Fred Johnson, remember Fred Johnson? He's on the bench as well. But yeah, so you'd never got that team, I don't think. A very much a pre-season team, lost in the time in history.